Hey guys, it's TF Nut. Welcome back to the channel. Today we're doing another action figure review. This is going to be of the Star Wars The Black Series, part of the newest release of Star Wars The Clone Wars Target exclusive figures for the 50th Lucasfilm Anniversary edition of figures. ARC Trooper Echo. Very excited to have this in my collection. I reviewed Anakin and Obi-Wan already. I don't have Hawk. I can live without Hawk for now. I think eventually I'll try to find him. I think they'll do another release of these figures, so I'll try to track him down. But I'm happy just to have Echo and the two Jedi that we got in this series here. Echo is one of my favorite clone troopers. I do wish that this figure here was part of the retail line, the regular releases. I think they're going to probably make a new Echo for the Bad Batch, though. That's going to be my guess. That's why we have this Target exclusive one. I just hope we get ARC troopers in the future. That'd be awesome. Anyway, let's go ahead and talk about the packaging here. It's very cool. If you saw the previous review I did, this is basically the 2008 toy line packaging here, and it does say Star Wars the Black. It just says Star Wars and the Clone Wars. It doesn't say anything about Black Series on here. It says ages 4 and up. You get to the bottom half here, you do have the 50th Lucasfilm logo there, ARC Trooper Echo, the figure of the box, and then we look at this image right here. That's just a CG image of the character, as well as it says warning, choking hazard. We get to the back here, and it does towards the top say Star Wars the Clone Wars. It does say ARC Trooper Echo. And then we have this timeline of the 50 years of Lucasfilm. And then highlighted, pretty much squared off there, it shows which part of Star Wars this figure is in, which is the Clone Wars, of course. We have some multilingual warnings if you want to pause and read that right now. And then we have the barcode here in case you need it. So let's go ahead and get this figure out of the packaging. So here's the figure out of the packaging. This is honestly a very well done figure. I'm actually pretty impressed. I thought this was just going to be a lot of reuse from parts that Hasbro previously made for, clone troopers and whatnot. There's a considerable amount of new here, which makes me really want our troopers in the main line, not just exclusives. But I digress. My figure has a few imperfections, though. So let's go ahead and take a look at the accessories that we get, and then we'll take a closer look at the figure. Now I'm going to go over the weapons pretty quickly because these are reused from previous clone troopers. We get these time and time again with clone troopers, and I don't blame them for them because the sculpt on these are already pretty good. Part of me feels like I don't have one on me. I don't have another one of these rifles on me right now. But part of me thinks that this might have some new in here. But I could be completely wrong. Could just be reused. Looks good, though. It's molded in all black. We have the rifle version here, the long rifle. And this is definitely reused. I always thought the sculpt was pretty good, though. And it's just in a very basic, non-painted black color with a little bit of details going on, like the handle right there and whatnot, and then the barrel. We do have two of the clone blaster pistols, which Echo just fell, and these are always pretty nice. I always like the sculpt of these. And he does have weapon storage. Simply just put that one in there. We have another one right here that goes, it should go in there, damn it. This might be closed off a little bit, and there we go. Last but not least, which I'll take a little bit more time with, is his helmet. This is a soft plastic piece, as you can see here, like with other clone troopers or, special clones like with Rex and whatnot. A little bright, isn't it? The paint on here is very good with a nice blue. It's a little splotchy in some areas, but it does look like it is. The unevenness kind of makes it look like he painted it. I'm not entirely sure if that's how it went in the show, but some silver going on the mouthpiece there. This visor piece, I feel like is slanting over. I think it's because of the actual sculpt of the helmet. I feel like it's slanting over a little bit. And this is actually a harder plastic here, so this actually could snap if you're not careful with it. It's in a flat gray plastic, which I'm not a big fan of. Visor piece goes down like that, which is a very good range. It's pretty far away from the face. That looks really good. Some dark gray going on to the white here on the back. We have this nice blue fin sculpted on there. Overall, very, very good sculpt. I just think the viewfinder is a little iffy. You just pop that head on there like so, and voila, you have an ARC trooper. So I cannot tell you if this head sculpture is reused from, previous clones, if it's the, unpainted head. I think that was actually, there wasn't any hair on this head. So I don't know. This is a Phase 1 clone. I wish they made Phase 2 clones. This is basically useless now because we're getting all Phase 2 stuff. This head sculpt's really good, though. But it does have some imperfections. If you look on the right eyebrow, there is some paint missing. There is some paint missing on the hair right here. I'll zoom in just a little bit more and you can try to see that. There's some paint missing in the hair right there. You see right there? Some of the skin tones coming through on the black of the hair. A little bit of some, I could probably get that off, whatever this black thing on his ear is. So that's a little unfortunate. I wish the paint apps were better. But if you look at some of the wrinkles in the face, there's definitely like some different paint going on there. It's like a wash almost. The face may look a little glossy. It looks very good overall sculpt wise though. I believe they are using digital face printing on here and it looks very, very good. We get to the back of the hair there with some nice sculpting. It is painted, not amazingly, but actually no, I actually don't know. I think it is painted because if the skin tone's coming through here, then yeah, that makes sense. It could have some better paint, but this sculpt is good. We have this nice neck piece right there. And we have this really good shoulder piece. I really like this a lot. This is a nice backpack with some paint going. There's a little bit of a dark metallic gray paint going on in there. And I also really like the what they have with here. With the blue on the shoulder pad there and a little bit of gray on that shoulder pad with a little bit of some leather looking details. There's that nice hand painted on there. This is, I believe this could be a soft plastic or a hard plastic. It is hard plastic. So the stuff here with the gray and this pouch right there, which is glued onto the torso of a clone, which is reused from this figure. It's also reused on the other newer clones. We get to the arms. Upper arms and all that, as well as the elbow pads, are reused. However, this lower arm, because of the new gauntlet, I believe the hands are reused. But the gauntlets are brand new, which means the entire arm for the joint is also brand new. Could be a similar sculpt, of course. Let me bring this in here. But definitely, to me, yeah, this joint looks bigger, actually. So yeah, it's definitely different. Lower torso and the upper legs, as well as see the black right there where the white meets, reused on this, as well as the knee pad. I think that the knee pads, I want to say, could be, no, they're reused. Then you get to the lower legs though. These look great. Look at that blue coming through in the gray. Could we have some better paint? Maybe a wash or some other, not just a flat color, but it does look really good when it comes to the sculpt. The feet could also be new. No, they're reused. And I do wish that this skirt was soft plastic or soft fabric because it hinders leg articulation, what we have right here. But I like that blue painted on the gauntlet. I don't know if I talked about that. This all here, all the little buttons and whatnot, and the silver right there on this part of the gauntlet, and then you see that white paint too with the blue stripes. Pretty nice, except there's a little bit of blue bleeding onto the white here. It's same thing. Blue bleeding onto the gray, so that's messy, sadly. Let me look at those legs again, just so you get an idea. And this is a new sculpt. I believe this belt is a new sculpt because we have these pieces glued onto there. Not really glued, it's all one sculpt. I don't know what I'm talking about. But we do have the nice pistol holsters, and we do have, I don't know what is going on. You see how glossy? I don't know if that's like that for other people's figure, but look at that glossiness mixed in there, where this is matte, a matte black color, a little bit of glossy and black on there. I don't think it should be there, but that's what the back looks like. I already talked about the backpack. Man, this looks great. We do have some different paint. It's not just one color, as you can see on the top of the feet. It's painted white, I believe, because you see that gray that's starting to chunk a little bit in the joint. And get down to the bottom of the feet there. So I kicked the camera, sadly. But man, this thing looks great. Paint imperfections aside, moving this out of the way and focusing on that. Yeah, paint imperfections aside, this thing looks great. I really like the new that they have, and the reuse is fine to me. I think it's fine with the Clone Troopers, We don't get reused, honestly, that much with the Black Series line. So we do have a swivel at the head. It kind of goes side to side. You get better range of motion because you have articulation going into the body, actually. You see right there. So it's not amazing still. It's still a bit limited. You could probably modify that if you wanted to, but side to side is pretty good. We do have butterfly joints that aren't the greatest in motion, but are good enough. These are a soft plastic piece, which you can maybe, warp over time, but they do go out pretty far like that. Where else? We have a single joint elbow that does get a good bend, but this damn thing is in the way all the time. I'm not a big fan of that. I wish they would retool that somehow so this doesn't get in the way and all that. Swivel here at the elbow. Again, that was a single joint elbow. And then we have a swivel at the wrist. This is an up and down hinge here. If you're going to give us a clone trooper with 2 guns, please give us a new left hand, because these don't have trigger fingers. Please. I don't want to have to go in with my, X-Acto knife and do it myself, because I'm afraid I'm going to ruin it somehow. But this is a hinge that goes in and out. Sorry for the tangent. Swivel at the waist. It's a ball joint, so it goes back a little bit. Forward pretty okay. Side to side like this. And a rotation. Now the legs are a little bit tricky. You'll have to rotate them a little bit to kick out more. But that's forward and back. Side to side could be better, but the skirt pieces get in the way because of the soft plastic. Should be soft fabric. Upper thigh swivel. Single knee, which is mine's a little loose. It does bend actually pretty well. It gets a little over 90 and it will swivel at the knee, but then the knee pad doesn't move with the knee. That's also something I don't like. That's how far down the foot goes. That's how far up the foot goes. And ankle rockers. Pretty standard articulation with the Black Series line. Just a little less than Marvel Legends. For quick size comparisons, I have Anakin and Obi-Wan from this newest release of Clone Wars Black Series Target exclusive figures. And you can see that Echo is going to be taller than the Jedi here, which I don't remember how tall the clones are compared to these 2 Jedi at least. But I realize how weird the scaling is for the newer clones is because Echo is taller than Rex, which is on an older body mold. They should be the same height because they are clones, of course. So that's kind of weird. And then you get to see a Marvel Legends Retro Collection Spider-Man there, which is getting pretty close in scale with the Echo here. So overall, this figure isn't perfect. It definitely has some flaws. My particular figure has a few issues with paint, mostly in the face underneath the helmet. Of course, the exposed face. So some of the paint isn't great there, but the sculpt for that head sculpt is really nice, and the paint that they have on the digital printing is really good. There are some things, though, that I am starting to notice about the new clone bodies that I'm not that big of a fan of. Mostly the elbow pad and knee pads. They don't move with the elbows or knees, and that bugs me a good amount. And it seems like they're getting in the way of articulation a little bit. I feel like the closer I get to bending the elbows and knees more and more, the more I'm going to chop off some of the plastic for the pads there. I also just wish we had some soft goods. Since we got soft goods on Anakin, I wish we had soft goods on the skirt for this figure here. But overall, it's pretty solid. The new parts on here are really awesome. I like the helmet, even though it's a little warped and the viewfinder looks like it's a little off and whatnot. The gauntlets are awesome. The lower legs are really well done. And this is just a really nicely painted figure on the rest of the body. And it's an ARC Trooper, man. They've nailed the look of an ARC Trooper, to me at least. Backpack is also really cool. And we get all the weapons that we need for a clone. And it's just a pretty well done figure. Again, not perfect, but I am excited to see if we hopefully get some more ARC Troopers in the future. It's a $25 figure. Could be a little bit more because of tax and whatnot. And I have no idea how easy it is to get right now. They may make more in the future. We're going to find out and see. It's a Target exclusive, of course. Thank you guys very much for watching. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Comment down below what you think about the figure, what you think about the review. Leave a like, share amongst your friends. Follow me on Instagram for more content over there, and I'll see you guys later.